All right, guys, welcome to officially night one, Spooktober21, guys. Welcome to Project Plotter, joined here by very special guests, Nigel and Megan here, who last joined me for, Nigel, I know you, I forgot, I'm using digital background. I'm sitting in front of the MCU wall. Nigel, I know you were here for Avengers. And then Megan, I know you guys were both here for, what did we do? We did Winter Soldier and Guardians.
And Guardians.
That's a good lineup right there. So, yeah, thanks for joining me, guys. I know you guys are big fans of the movie. So for Spooktober21, guys, just so you know, for the channel, we're going to attempt to do, not all of us, I'm sure, I should say myself, is going to attempt to do content every night of October. We're going to mix in some movie reviews, maybe some video games. So we're kicking it off here, I think, appropriately with a quick review of The Nightmare Before Christmas, a 1993 film, which I was surprised that it was that early. It is at 95% on Rotten Tomatoes right now, and I was like, damn, dude, like, and that even feels kind of low, honestly. So yeah, if you guys have seen the reviews before, it's going to be a very similar format where it's like a very quick review. We're not really going to spend too much time on the story, and then we'll give our favorite characters, maybe our weakest characters, and then maybe a score out of 10, just something simple. So again, Nigel, Megan, thank you for joining me. Appreciate you guys. I know you guys are big fans. I know you guys also have a dog named Zero, which we were talking about.
We do.
Yes.
I don't know if he's going to make a guest appearance, but
Yeah, you're gonna hear him probably, but
yeah, exactly. So yeah, kicking it off, guys. I watched this movie actually last night. I've only seen this movie, I think, twice all the way through now. So I haven't actually seen this movie a bunch of times like most people have. Have you guys seen it a bunch?
Like twice in a week, you know.
2 times a day.
Watch it for Christmas.
yeah, she watches it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like one of my comfort films.
Yeah.
What's nice is that this movie, I feel like, doubles as like a Halloween and a Christmas movie, sort of, where it's like, it's almost like Die Hard a little bit, where it's like, you don't know which one it is, but I think this is mainly a Halloween movie, in my opinion. I don't know if you guys would agree with that or disagree.
We actually had this conversation last night. I was like, it's kind of more of a Christmas movie because it happens mostly around Christmas and it's focused on Christmas.
True.
And then he's saying, no, it's kind of like 50-50 in that one.
Yeah, I think it's 50.
Oh yeah, because does it take place on Christmas Eve? Because that's when he goes to Christmas Town and like.
It goes from Halloween to Christmas Eve.
So
yeah, because there's like a time jump, right? Because they have the countdown.
The day after Halloween.
Right, but it does the countdown all the way.
Right. So it's happening throughout.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, like I said, guys, I'll do like a quick recap. If I have anything wrong, or if you guys want to jump in and correct me, please feel free. But like I said, it's going to be a quick one, guys. I will say right off the bat, the first thing I noticed with this movie is just how gorgeous this film is. Like, absolutely stunning. I could not believe it. And we were talking off camera. This is a stop motion. I think it's called stop motion, right? Yeah. Where they have like the little figurines or the little things, and they literally take like pictures of it. I don't even know how stop motion really works. If you guys have any more insight on that, or if they I think they take like a bunch of pictures and then just kind of animate it together. I think
that's my understanding of it.
The gist of it, yeah, exactly. I had a class that did animation, so like that, and that was one of the projects. Was very small.
Yeah.
It looked more like South Park though than this. It didn't look this good. So.
I know, it's crazy. Yeah, South Park. It's funny because it's like you look at early South Park and it's like nothing compared to this. And it's like, not to mention this is like what, an hour and a half, close to an hour and a half, probably. Like they said it was the world's first feature stop motion film, which you can see why, because when I was looking it up, it said it took about 3 years to finish making, which actually doesn't seem like that much time compared to some movies nowadays, but just the amount of work they did is ridiculous. So, but yeah, it pays off though, honestly. I could not believe how many shots just were like, looked so good between like the shadows and the lighting and like the different angles that they have. It was like ridiculous. But basically, like we mentioned, guys, happens on Halloween or after Halloween, somewhere around there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Starts on Halloween and then takes us through the year until Christmas.
Right.
Yeah, and it starts off, and this movie is mostly a musical, and I'm not a crazy big fan of musicals, although La La Land is like one of my favorite movies, so I'm coming around to them. But all of the songs in this movie are so good and so catchy that it's like you're just immediately like, this is Halloween, like right from the get-go. You know what's going on. And there's this cool animation where Jack like comes out of the fountain or whatever it is in there. Really, really cool reveal where I was like, wow, dude, it looks so cool. And like, Jack Skellington is like our main character, our protagonist, and he is like, he goes, I guess he's behind me in the digital shot there, but his style is so cool. And I guess he has a couple singing parts in here where he is voiced. The guy who voices him also voices like a couple other characters. I think it was like one of the barrel monsters or whatever. But every creature, every enemy, not enemy. Geez, I'm getting into that Kingdom Hearts vibe already. Every different character in this world, I think, was like so expertly crafted, where it's just like you can tell the amount of work that was put into each one because everything is like unique. Anything you guys want to include, just kind of on the opening bit there?
Going off of what you said about him coming out of the fountain, one of Nigel's favorite scenes, and I agree, it's like wicked cool, is when it's him first as the Pumpkin King.
Yeah.
So he's in this outfit, and then it goes up in flame. And I just think that's real. And then into that transition of him falling into the fountain and then arising that way, it's like a really cool introduction to that character.
Yeah. What an awesome nickname too, the Pumpkin King. Like, it's awesome. Yeah. I was like, wow, come up with a cooler name. Like, you can't. Right. Yeah. So also they introduced, I think, the mayor here, and the mayor is like one of my favorite characters because it's like he's got the happy face, and then his face literally flips around when he's like freaking out. It's like,
the two-faced mayor.
Yeah, it's awesome. And yeah, everything is just like quirky, and I just love the style of it. And it's all dark, but you can tell it's like, I don't know how they did it, because like I'm looking at it and I'm like, it doesn't look like it's like poorly animated. It's like you can tell how much time was put in there. But eventually Jack does this whole like song and dance literally, and then it's almost like he's missing something, where he's like, even though he loves Halloween, he's feeling empty, so he goes on that walk in the forest, which is amazing shot too, because it's just like, it's a very simple, like all these trees around them, but it's just another, like, it's well lit, and it's got like almost not a creepy vibe, but just like it sets the tone or the atmosphere, I think. So he's going, and then I think he's got Zero following him, and Zero I think actually finds the entrances or the different trees with the doors on there. I was a little confused because there was like one. I know that like later in the film they go and get like the Easter Bunny by accident, or Lock, Shock, and Barrel go and get them. Yeah. But I was confused that there were so many. Was there like a Thanksgiving door on there as well? Do you guys know?
I think is it the ending scene that you see all the just, or is it both the opening and ending?
The opening at least.
The opening at least.
When he first finds the doors, I thought it was just a Christmas tree door, but then I didn't realize there's like the Easter Bunny, and I think there's a Thanksgiving one too. There's like 4 or 5 different doors, and I was like, oh, but that part's really cool because he's looking for something more, and then he stumbles upon that, and then like Zero goes to like the Christmas tree, which is another really cool design because it's like popping out of the tree kind of. And then the door opens up, and then it like sucks him in. So I don't know if that was that part was kind of weird. I don't really know why it was like pulling him in, but he basically falls in there, and then he discovers Christmas Town and Sandy Claus, which he lovingly refers to him. But he doesn't see Sandy Claus here. He sees like the shadow of Sandy Claus, but he's like peeking in the windows and stuff, and he sees the elves making the toys, and but he's just so fascinated. I love his like sense of child wonderment, where he's like fascinated with everything that like is in there, because it's not Halloween, and I don't know, like I just thought that part was really cool.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
kind of how like a young kid is so excited about Christmas. You got to see that as with Jack, which is kind of cool.
Exactly.
Yeah, to me, when he gets here, so when kind of backtracking, when he's in the woods walking, like looking for something more, to me that's like him mastering Halloween so much that he's like, we've done everything we can do, like what else is there to prove? And so him going and like finding that like motivation again in Christmas Town, I thought was really cool, because it's a whole new world for him. Like I just thought that was super cool. And then I think he does like a dance there, but we get, I think, shades of Oogie. No, we don't get shades of Oogie Boogie there. That might be later.
A little bit later.
That's in this is Halloween. You see,
you see him on the moon, and then you see a little bit of him in the next like 2 songs later or something.
Yeah, Lock, Shock, and Barrel song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moonlight Hill is so cool. Like another just amazing set where it's just so cool. We also somewhere get in there like the introduction of the Doctor and Sally, and not to jump ahead here, but the Doctor, I'm not a big fan of the Doctor in this movie. He was pretty creepy. Like this was strange to me. He's like holding Sally against her will basically. And then like you guys remember she literally jumps out of the window and basically like kills herself, but she realizes she can like sew herself back together. So, but he's like keeping her hostage, and then he goes like looking for her through the town. I was like, all right, this Doctor, I don't know what his deal is. Like,
I mean, at least he gave up with her.
Yeah, he did move on.
Spoilers.
Well, then he goes to create something else, and yeah, he's like, you're going to be more obedient or whatever. He's like putting the different heads on there. He like makes one that looks kind of like him, I think, but it's a cool character design. But I was like, he was a little more evil, or not even evil, just like controlling than I like thought that character would be. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to go plot through the story, but basically, yeah, Jack goes, and then he comes back to Halloween Town because we get that scene with the mayor, which is great, where he goes to Jack's house and he pulls the spider doorbell, and then that's when his face is flipping, where he's like, Jack, come on out, and then he starts panicking, and to me, it's like when you get anxiety and then like his face flips, it's like he's like, okay, Jack, and then. I really liked the little like not like a mariachi band, but they had those three little guys with like the guitars and stuff. They were like standing by.
The string quartet?
Yeah, something like that.
Is that what they were?
Yeah, and he's not home, and he's like, oh, okay, and then they think Jack is missing, but then they don't really go look for him, do they? I think they just are kind of like, oh, okay.
They yell around the town.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
Yell very.
They just look in 4 different directions, and they're like, all right, we don't know where he is. So I guess no one has like.
Yes, they do.
They check the swamp and the lake.
Oh, they do. But I guess no one knows about those woods that are out there.
Outside, yes.
Yeah. And then Jack eventually comes back with like the Christmas stuff. And then I like the whole sequence where he like is basically training them to care about Christmas or train for Christmas. And they're like trying their best to do like these cool gifts for kids, but they're giving them like like cut off heads and like dead turtles and stuff. He's like, no, this is not fresh enough. He's like, you need something better. I'm like you can tell they're trying, you know what I mean?
My favorite's the duck with the bullet holes and the vampire.
Yeah.
I love just later in the film, not to jump ahead, I love when he just gives some kid like a live snake and it just like devours his presents, and this kid's like screaming for his life. It's like, all right. They do like, I think the Russian, is not the Russian, what are those little dolls? The porcelain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dolls.
Russian nesting dolls.
Yeah, Russian nesting dolls.
Yeah, they do those. But yeah, I thought all that was super creative. But basically, eventually there's a funny scene I mentioned earlier where Lock, Shock, and Barrel come in, and it's interesting to me because I always thought they were like just like those kids that are always getting in trouble but always on Oogie's side, which I guess they are. But they're like trying to, I think, do good in the beginning where they come to see Jack because they're like almost trying to be accepted by Jack, or I almost like thought they were looking up to him. Because they're like, oh, let's go get like Santa Claus for you, and then just go and get the Easter Bunny, and the Easter Bunny is like terrified when he comes in. He's like, make sure you apologize to the Easter Bunny when you put him back there. Like,
just pray that they actually put him back.
Yeah, that's what you were saying.
Oh yeah, they probably definitely didn't do that. Like, who knows? But yeah, the walking tub is amazing. Like a lot of this stuff I knew, so I guess. We don't have to go to all the way to the end for me to say, like, for me, I knew like all the songs already because of Kingdom Hearts. Like, it's funny because like all of this stuff was happening and I was like, oh, that's the Kingdom Hearts music. And I was like, well, it's not actually the Kingdom Hearts music. It's the Night Before Christmas music. But playing those games so many times, it's so crazy because like I knew all the tunes and stuff, and like I knew the characters and stuff. And I was amazed at how well. It made me think about how well like Square Enix like recreated the scenes in here, like one for one, basically with the film. So like that gave me a different appreciation for like that franchise. I know you guys are big Kingdom Hearts fans too, so I was like, you guys will get this.
We were reminiscing, going like, oh, was this in the first Kingdom Hearts, or what parts were in the second Kingdom Hearts, and just kind of. Now I just want to go play Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah,
I know, right? It's just funny because like I just watched this movie for the first time like a couple years ago, and then just last night was probably my second time. But I like I said, I've heard that song so many times in Kingdom Hearts that I was like, wow, it's so weird that like I knew the song from something else and these characters from something else, and it's just cool the way those like universes could connect like that. So, yeah. And then, so basically, kind of jumping ahead, like I said, I don't want to spend too much time on the plot. Oogie Boogie eventually shows up. I like that they tease him with like the shadows the first couple times where it's like just him talking. And then when they get to Oogie Boogie, because he goes and like kidnaps Sandy Claus, and then Jack like wants to be Sandy Claus, and he goes and takes his like outfit too. And then he's like trying to do good. He goes down the chimney, and then like this kid is like up, and I'm like, bro, you have to be sleeping during Santa Claus. Everyone knows you don't go downstairs when Santa Claus comes in here. Like, but he like that kid's like terrified, and then I think he gives him like the rotting head or whatever, or the kid opens it up and
you honey.
Yeah.
The shrunken head.
I was like, oh, that kid is scarred for life now. And then yeah, it's just funny because then the cops are like going after him, and they're like the imposter, and they're like shooting him down with the missiles and whatever. They're like, don't worry, he's been shot down, but we don't know where Santa Claus is. And that part I thought was all like super creative and great. And then Oogie Boogie kidnaps Sandy Claus and Sally. How does Sally get involved with that? I don't remember.
Sally goes to save him.
Yeah.
Yeah, she goes down there to save him. Doesn't work out.
There's a quick scene where Sally goes to see Jack. Like she's obviously like fascinated with him, but she gives him like a rose or something, but she shows up at the window and then just like leaves, or she like hides. But you know what I'm talking about? Like, I was like, oh, okay, but I don't think anything like comes of that.
So my feeling at that point was that she was pining after Jack, and he kind of had I think he had a crush on her the whole time too.
Yeah,
I would say.
I think he liked her
or respected her and everything. But like, I think I think that was her just having a crush. So giving him the treats and then running away. Cause you know, when you give something to your crush, you run away cause you're nervous.
Right.
That's how I interpreted that.
Yeah. I thought there was going to be a little bit more of a love connection. I didn't feel like in the movie, like Kingdom Hearts, I know it's like they're falling for each other, but I feel like in the movie it seemed more one-sided Sally, in my opinion. Like I was just expecting Jack almost didn't seem to like really care about her, but maybe at the end he does. I don't know. Maybe I just misread it.
I think that's part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, throughout it, he's like so focused on, you know, his depression for doing the same thing over and over again, and then he changes towards the end when he's like, "Oh, I have everything I want right here. Actually, everything is great. I don't need to go seeking other things."
Yeah, that's a good point.
But she does. Yeah, she does tell him though. I think like this isn't a good idea. I think isn't she like dressing him with the Santa suit or whatever, and she says like, "I don't know if you should do this," and he's like, "I got this. Don't worry. I'm the Pumpkin King, dude. Like, all right, you know, like watch out."
Yeah, she has a vision that it's going to go up in flames.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, like you said, I'm the Pumpkin King. We're fine.
Right? He's like, I've been doing this for a while. Okay. So actually, he hasn't been doing Christmas at all. So he probably should have listened to her in that case. But yeah, Oogie like takes them in. I thought the Oogie stuff was so cool because you guys know when you go to like Roller Kingdom, right? Where it's like all neon and like your shirt lights up and stuff. It was the same like color. I was really impressed with like how they made it. Was like an interesting style choice too to them. Like Oogie is like illuminated, but everything's like blue. And again, I thought about Kingdom Hearts where you're like on the board rolling around and stuff. But what's his deal with like the dice? Why does he like throwing dice so much?
The gambler?
Yeah,
he's just a gambler. He's a degenerate. He just. Well, he like throws snake eyes and then he's like, no, and then he like hits the table and so he's not even really like, he just obviously makes it so. And he does that in the game too, where he gets a bad roll and then he like slams on the thing. But at least he didn't have the regenerative shower thing in this movie because I would have been like, yo. But yeah, I thought Oogie was awesome. I didn't love that Jack came in at the end there and just kind of like easily he like takes his thread right and just like pulls his thread, which is kind of funny and cute. But like I thought it was a little too easy the way he was just like he just pulls it and then he goes into all the bugs.
Yeah, it does seem a little easier.
You kind of like it has a cool fight scene where Jack is all kind of spidery and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't like that. That was creepy. I know you're talking about, Megan. I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm like Ron Weasley in Harry Potter where he's like, why do it have to be spiders?
Why spiders? Why couldn't it follow the butterflies?
It's like no, dude, I don't want that.
But yeah, it does kind of just end for Jack.
Yeah, very quick.
Yeah. He does like all these cool things and then like you said, it just kind of like, hi bugs.
Yeah. I think it's just to show that Oogie Boogie was never
really
better
anything
than
big.
Jack.
Yeah.
He was never.
He needs to get he needs to go to like Men's Warehouse or something to get that shit trimmed or hemmed up, so he's not like he's so easily defeated. But yeah, the bugs were cool too, and I can't imagine how long that took to animate. But yeah, like I said, throughout this film, I didn't notice a single like hitch or like nothing looked uncomfortable or like awkward. I was so impressed at just the polish of the film, where I was like, wow, like. Because even if this was just regular animation, I would have been impressed. But like knowing that it's stop motion and seeing it, and I think stop motion gives it that unique look and that feel where it's like this doesn't look like anything you've seen like and we've really seen since, other than like the spinoffs. Like I was reading, and it's like I think in like Coraline, there's like a cameo. I guess there's a cameo in James and the Giant Peach for Jack.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like his face or something. That's a movie I have. That's a movie that gave me nightmares as a child. I'll tell you that much.
I think it's like a whole scene that Jack's in James and the Giant Peach. It's like a pirate.
Yeah, he's the pirate.
Yeah, I think he's like the haunted pirate.
Yeah.
In James and the Giant Peach.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I love that style. Sometimes that style gets a little weird for me, but for the most part, I really like this movie. Reminded me, like, I love that style of. And it's weird because Tim Burton doesn't direct this movie. It's Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas, but it's
by Henry Selick.
Henry Selick, yeah. So I think this was his debut too, and then he got like huge after this because people saw this and they're like, oh my god, like if you can do that. But then it's almost like how much stop animation does he want to do after that, do you think? Because like people are probably like, wow, that's so cool, now like replicate it here, but he's probably like, that was a lot of work, I don't know if I want to do that, you know what I mean? Like but yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, they save Santa Claus, and Jack apologized and he said, oh, I'm so sorry, and then he's like, oh, I need to save Christmas, and then he's like, I can always save, he says like something like there's still time or whatever, and then he goes and like fixes.
There's enough time, I'm Santa Claus.
That's right. Yeah, and then we don't see any Mrs. Claus in this movie, do we?
No.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think. No, I don't think so.
And they don't really use Santa's workshop. They just kind of like Jack peeks into it, but I mean, it's not like it was using, not to bring it back to Kingdom Hearts again, but not like when they have like a level in there. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. And then he was like, he's got the naughty, going back there, Santa Claus is like the naughty and nice list, and he's like, oh, almost no one's been naughty this year. And then Lock, Shock, and Barrel come in, but it's like, are they really bad, or are they just like I think they just want to kind of like do right.
That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just kind of like listen to Oogie Boogie because they're like, oh, well, he was telling us to do this, so.
Yeah. Just following the wrong person.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's pretty much it. They come back and everything's fixed, and then I think does Jack decide to like stick to Halloween, or does he like?
Yeah. He decides like, oh, okay, we'll stick with Halloween.
He's like, I'm gonna stay in my lane. Yeah.
Well, give him some new ideas for next Halloween.
Yeah.
I need to stop.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but that was all awesome. But yeah, that's pretty much the plot. What did you guys have for a favorite character in this one? Jack is the easy answer, but
yeah, I do want to say Sally, just because she is there for him 100%, and she's even though she knows it's going to go horribly wrong, she wants to be there to support him, and she's
ride or die. Yeah, she's ride or die.
Ride or die. And then of course I can't ignore Zero. Zero's an amazing character.
Yeah, that was so cool. He's like is he like a little tissue? Is that what he is, like a tissue? Or like a, yeah, awesome. Like, again, the character design is just so cool. Like, whoever came up with that is just awesome. Like, what about you, Nigel? What do you have? You gonna go same thing?
No, I mean, the easy answer is Jack, because,
I know.
I was Jack and Sally for Halloween before.
Yeah.
Love the design of Jack. I love the costume, everything.
Pumpkin King, though.
The yeah.
Is your favorite version?
Yeah, I do like him as well. I also like him as when he's in his Santa Claus.
Yeah.
But if I gotta go with like a weird side character that I love, gotta be Igor.
Oh yeah.
Which one is Igor?
Igor is the assistant to Dr. Finkelstein.
Yeah.
Or he's
Oh yeah.
It's his favorite. Every time we watch it without fail, all of a sudden I hear Master the Plans.
Oh yeah, he wasn't. That's why I didn't.
It makes me think of Young Frankenstein, and I love Igor in that one.
He's a cool character. He's only in like one scene, isn't he? I think he's like. I remember like. Let's go ahead, Megan. Sorry.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think that's the only scene.
It's literally it. He's just in there for that.
Okay, yeah. Because he's not in, again, not to go back to Kingdom Hearts, but he's not in Kingdom Hearts like at all. So I think he showed up like 3/4 of the way through the movie, and I was like, who the hell is that guy? Like, is he just? But yeah, I think it's like one scene where he like feeds him like a bug or something. And it's just like,
yep. It's so funny.
I like. For me, I want to say Jack, but I think I'm going to say the mayor, just because I just love that design. It's so cool because I think we're all kind of the mayor in one way or another. Where it's like if you get anxious or nervous or anxiety, it's like your face isn't literally flipping, but like that's obviously a dramatized version of that, where it's like we've all been in that, like everything's cool, and then all of a sudden he's like. I love when he's riding around in the little car and he's like town meeting now, or what does he say? He says like
town meeting tonight.
Yep.
Yeah.
I watch this movie way too much.
Yeah, no, it's great. I thought that, and then it's like at the same time the cop is like going through and he's talking about telling the people not to worry about the imposter Santa Claus. So yeah, I have to say the mayor, but I think we all agree that Jack is like an amazing protagonist and just awesome. I love how he's so like lengthy and skinny. It's like, because he really is just like bones, but then like that's like sleek, like black, and then the Pumpkin King outfit, is that like orange?
It's like maroon, like a red.
It's like a scarecrow outfit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think they're all awesome. I'll go first with my least favorite character because it's the Doctor for me, 100%. Like I didn't like the Doctor. I thought he was weird. I thought he was creepy. I don't think they spent enough time showing his different experiments. Like I would have liked them to show like his failed stuff more. He was just kind of like Sally was there, and then I was like, why is he keeping her in here? Because I think doesn't she go to like leave one time, and he's like, she escapes out the window, and he comes in and he's like, okay, you can go out now if you're good or something. And I'm like, why are you keeping this girl in here? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, he's a little creepy.
Yeah, weird.
And she poisons him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really funny scene. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up, Megan, because she takes out the spoon with the holes in it. And yeah, she drops it. She's like, he's like, are you trying to poison me again? She's like, no, I wouldn't do that. And like, she goes to bring it to him and then drops the spoon and then takes out the one. And then he like gulps it, but then I don't think it doesn't kill him, obviously. But can you kill something these are all like undead, right? So.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a way to do so.
But it's for the joke, yeah.
Yep.
What do you guys have for least favorite?
You got a least favorite?
Yeah, I mean, Dr. Finkelstein, I don't like him, but I also, sorry, Kyle, the mayor drives me up the freaking wall.
Really?
Yes.
I thought that would be like your favorite.
I will give you that his design is awesome, but his whininess, I'm like, can you do like one thing without Jack? Can you be like actually confident in something?
He is kind of a bitch. Like let's be fair. He doesn't do anything on his own, to be fair. Like how did he get elected?
Yeah, exactly.
Who did you have for least favorite?
I'm trying to think on. I'm like, I like all the characters. I really do. I don't really.
It's a great cast. Like there's, like I said, every single character is so expertly crafted where it's like, it's hard to be like, I don't like that character. Like,
yeah,
I would say, yeah, I'm just like going through my head and I'm like, because you can't even say Oogie because Oogie is awesome too. It's like maybe, I don't know. Maybe that kid, are you going to pick that kid that came down from Christmas when Jack was in there?
I'll just call all the kids that were being really ungrateful about their gifts.
Right? Like, wow, so rude.
It's not about receiving, just the thought. Like,
they worked so hard on those.
Mean.
They did work really hard. They tried. They took the dead turtles and they put in a freshly dead turtle or like something like that. Yeah. But I thought that was so cool. Like they were trying. They were giving like broken toys and stuff, and I was just like, this is fair because they don't know how to do Christmas. Like they only know how to scare. You know what it reminded me of actually is Monsters Inc., where they're scaring kids the whole time, and then at the end they realize that they can make them laugh and get the same power. And I'm like, See, it doesn't have to always be scary. They can do Christmas, but I think they're going to stay in their lane, like we said. So,
Right.
yeah. What would you guys give this for a score out of 10?
10.
Yeah, you're going to go with
10?
Yeah.
10. Sorry, are we doing not even numbers? And then I'll do 10.7.
No, we're doing, if you can have a 10. If you're doing less than 10, you have to have like a point something. But
Okay.
but no, I have to agree with you, Megan. I think I always score too high in my reviews, but like just watching this movie, like how do you it's hard to find anything wrong with this movie, like honestly. And it's just I think I put extra stock into just the production value, where it's like this isn't just like it's not live action, obviously, and it's not just like computer. I mean, today's day sure you can make this stuff like on the computer, but like this was a 1993 movie, so they probably started making, I think, in like 1990, which is like a year before I was born. So it's like the technology was so different back then. Like, and the fact that they made this is just, and how good it looks is amazing to me. So yeah, I agree. It's 10 out of 10 for me.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'll keep it consistent. There's especially for the time and for what it is and stuff like that. Like, it's just an awesome movie to watch. You know, it comes on. It's just, you can turn that on anywhere.
Yeah.
So Kyle knows how I rate movies and stuff like that. If you can turn it on and just watch that movie, you don't need to be in the mood for that movie.
Yeah.
And like, this is a movie that is split between 2 different holidays. And that means like you would have to watch one of them. No, if it's on, I can just watch it.
Yeah.
It's good.
So would you say higher than Iron Man 3, Nigel?
I give it higher than Iron Man 3. And I can either, you know, both of those are great movies. Like, just in general, but they're both great. So
yeah, it's like I said, the score. I mean, if you go like the musical route, you have to have like catchy and good songs, and I think they nailed that. Like everything was so, because like I said, I'm not really a huge fan of musicals, but like I was never any time in this movie being like, I wish they weren't singing here. I wish the song was better. Like, you know what I mean? I loved like every bit of it.
Yeah, for sure. That's all different. I love it. Like, Jack's lament is awesome.
Yeah, that's your favorite one.
That's my favorite scene by far. So
yeah, I love when he's walking down Moonlight Hill, and it's like just the way, like I said, the way that they do the camera and like the shadows coming down. I'm like, it just looks so awesome. Like, could watch this movie any night of the week.
For sure. Yep.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining me. I appreciate you guys stopping by for the group content. We don't get a lot of group content on here, so I'm always down for group reviews or anything. We might do some other scary movies here. So we'll see if you guys are welcome to join those. I'll let you guys know. But thank you guys for joining me to kick off Spooktober21. Happy October. And I was going to say happy Halloween, but we got a ways to go for that one. Are you guys going to be, go ahead. Sorry.
I said it's spooky season.
Yeah.
It is spooky season. Are you guys going to be Jack and Sally for Halloween this year is the question.
Probably not this year. We've done it a couple of times.
We have, but zero's never been zero.
It's a backup plan. it's a might be.
I almost wore my Sally dress for tonight.
Yeah.
You should have. I mean, we can re-record if you want, Megan. We'll just go at it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can do that again at Christmas.
Do it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. It can double up. So, but yeah, thanks guys for checking out Nigel, Megan, special guests here, guys. I've been your host, Kyle. Thanks for checking out Project Potter, guys. If you did like the content, which I hope you did, because we've got 3 lovely people here giving you our expert 10 out of 10 opinions on this movie. I don't think for other reviews we'll all say 10 out of 10, but if the dead shoe fits, you know. But yeah, if you guys do like the content, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and until next time, guys, stay spooky.